All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else, and I am doing a gear set review on the new Asylum dual wield. Now, I kind of missed this on the first patch, the PTS. Wanted a quick look over it, kind of give my thoughts on whether or not I think this is going to be viable next patch for PvP. But yeah, with that being said, guys, let's dive into this video. Two-piece demonic weapon crit 666, pretty good. And then two-piece, when you cast Whirlwind, you envelope yourself in a destructive flurry of blades for 6 seconds that pulse outward, striking up to 3 random enemies around you for every 1 second for 3183 physical damage. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. So this is an interesting set. And I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad because when you look at running dual wield sets in PvP, oftentimes people are running spin to win builds. They're running in a small organized ball group. They do the Dawnbreaker, spin to win, or permafrost, or whatever. But spin to win is typically the spam what they use for killing large amounts of people because it does a pretty good amount of damage. It does a pretty good amount of damage. And it also scales and can do up to 100% more. So we have about a 9k tooltip unbuffed, and then it can do 100% more damage when they drop below 50% health. So it's a lot of burst. And when I look at this set and when I'm comparing it, it's kind of cool that you also have a dot on top of it, because what's going to happen is it's an AoE dot. It's going to hit 3 people, and so when you hit your Dawnbreaker and you do a ton of damage and you start spinning, this is just going to be more AoE pressure that's going to kind of stop people from recovering right away, And so it's going to keep people, the way I'm looking at it is it's going to help keep people in that execute range to where your spammable is going to hit harder, because you're just going to have this random dot going out. It's not going to miss because it hits 3 random. It should be AoE, so it should be undodgeable at that point. So I figured we'd test it. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare it against 3 dots, and we're going to see exactly how much damage it does. So what I have in my bars, I have Trap Beast, and then I have Rending Slashes, and I'm going to put Caltrops on. So I'm going to buff up with our Rally. I'm going to hit this, going to hit this, going to hit this, and then we're going to spin once. And then we're just going to compare the damage and see how much damage it does, how much that 3183 does, and how it's compared to other dots that you encounter in the game as a stamina build. Now, I wouldn't look too much at what the number is, because, I'm not spec'd into dealing dot damage. I'm more spec'd into direct damage. But we just want to compare apples to apples what each of these are. So this should end here shortly. We'll compare it shortly. No awkward silences. But yeah, when we go and we look at it, we have about 2245 damage for Rending Slashes with only 1 crit, 2708 for Barbed Trap. Chaotic Whirlwind is doing 2910 damage. So 2 ticks, 2910. So it's just going to be 2910. It doesn't crit. But yeah, the DPS is showing a little bit lower because I was only there for 2 ticks of it. It would obviously be a lot higher DPS if I stood there the entire time, but 2910 damage every second for 6 out of 10 seconds isn't bad. It's higher average damage per tick than Barbed Trap and Rending Slashes. So it's going to be a lot of pressure. I think it's comparable to these things. And let's do it again. But I think it's comparable to these dots. The only problem is, and I've talked about it before, dots currently in Dragonhold aren't that good. Healing is way too high. I've done videos talking about how high of healing Extended Ritual is providing, and how basically with these sorts of things going on, it's just really hard to run a dot-based build because people just have so much passive healing, and they didn't do anything to impact the passive healing. In fact, they did some other things to improve it. However, my food just ran out. I'm sorry, guys. Let's back up and do that again. We're not gonna look at this one, but to finish this talk, I did a video showing that when a Stam DK invested into all dots and they attacked my Magica Templar, my Extended Ritual could heal through 3 of his dots. So in a 1v1 situation, when he applied his dots to me in Harrowstorm, I could heal through all of it through all 3 dots. You know, so he hit me with his claw and he hit me with his breath, and I was able to heal through all 3 dots. And that's just one person. You know, if you're fighting and trying to 1vx multiple people, you're going to have a hard time. You know, if they have multiple Magplars, that means your entire dot toolkit, if they put 2 extended rituals down, your entire dot toolkit is negated by them just purifying dots. They don't have to purify the actual dots. They just have to have the purified down and stand in it, which is it's a lot. But they are adjusting healing. Healing's getting reduced by 20% in PvP, which is substantial. I don't think that's anything to scoff at. That's actually quite a bit. It's going to be more healing than, you know, it will still have more healing than elsewhere, but a 20% reduction in healing is going to be much, you know, very welcome. And the fact that healing is getting reduced means that possibly dots will be more effective. And so I don't really know for sure. You know, I don't know for sure off the top of my head how good this is going to be, but it should be, this type of dot should be better in Greymoor than what it is in Harrowstorm and what it was in Dragonhold. So that's my initial thoughts. So we're going to wait for these dots to tick and go away, and then we're just going to compare and contrast once again and kind of see what everything that we did. But anytime now, no pauses. So Chaotic Whirlwind, when we're standing in there, does a lot of DPS. It does more DPS than anything else. 2910 average damage. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. The dot damage, it's very comparable to these other dots that exist in the game. And I can't remember if the other dots are every 2 seconds or every 1 second, but I think it's every 2 seconds. I think Caltrops is every second. It is. And sorry, I'm just curious how many times it ticks. So it looks like every 2 seconds. Okay. So it is a lot of damage. Like when this procs out, it's doing a bunch of damage. We compared it before. You know, it's as much damage on a tick as just about any other dot in the game right now. And it's ticking out every second. So it's going to be a lot of pressure. You know, it's going to be a lot of pressure on top of spin to win. So I think ball groups might find this somewhat effective. But for me personally, I don't think it's going to be better than Black Rose. And the reason that is because not only do you get 10% more damage with Black Rose when it procs, you get 10% damage mitigation as well. So it's not going to be as effective as a dot. It's not going to be as effective of a set as the dot on Asylum Dual Wield will be, but we get 10% more damage on all of our other abilities. So our Dawnbreaker is going to hit 10% harder. Our Spin to Win will hit 10% harder, which will also help keep people in execute, and it will allow us to finish people. So that will be good, but we get that 10% damage mitigation as well. And the 10% damage mitigation really is key because, yeah, I mean, and you know, you can't kill anything. You can't kill anything if you're dead. And so I do think this is an interesting set. I do think it could be viable. I think that extra pressure could be pretty valuable in like a group play situation. But when I'm looking at it, I just see BRP as a better option. You know, and maybe I'm wrong. You know, some people that have tested this set more than I have, feel free to chime in the comment section below and, you know, let me know what you think. But yeah, I mean, dot looks okay. It moves with you. It's AoE. I mean, there's nothing to dislike about it. It's just BRP Dual Wield's better, I think. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys have any questions or comments about, you know, this set, maybe I missed something. I'm prone to miss stuff, guys. You know, I'm only human. I can't test every single thing in a house on a test dummy. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, we're going to end this video here. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.